We are joined by the Denham Springs Mayor, Gerard Landry. Mayor, kind of fill us in on where things stand with Denham Springs.
Well, we lost power around 11 p.m. or so, or midnight on Sunday night. And unfortunately, we still don't have power, just like most of our friends in the parish. And but it's, you know what, inside the city limits, obviously has not been any deaths, and we are so thankful for that. We didn't have any flooding, which we obviously are very, very attuned to after 2016, and we're grateful for that as well. And we've had probably 30, 40 houses or so that have had some damages, some significant damages with limbs, through the roof or leaning up against the house, those sorts of things. But mostly cleanup is in progress, and people are, they're home, they can't go to work or whatever, and so we're starting with the cleanup, and we're getting today our first trailer of bottled water, ice, tarps, and MREs, so we're excited about that.
Where would you say has been the worst of the damage for Denham Springs?
Seems like it's been in the older parts of town that had the older oak trees, pine trees, and those sorts of things. It almost, I'm not going to say it was a tornado, but there certainly looked like a path that kind of cut through the heart of town, like Centerville, Cedar Street, Pine Street, Oak Street, and it's in little pockets like that, but it's not been citywide.
Okay, and would you say the damage is more limbs and trees falling in people's homes, or is it actual flooding?
No, we haven't had any flooding.
Okay, good thing.
We're very, very fortunate. Yes, the river itself, the Amy River, was extremely low. I think it crested last night at 28 or 29 feet, which is well below flood stage at all. And the rain amounts, I think, were mostly to the east of us, and consequently, that's why there's so many problems in the rest of the parish and over towards St. Tammany and Tangipahoa, right? So, we've been very fortunate from that aspect. So it's mostly limbs on houses and, of course, down power lines.
Now, have you been able to speak to anybody with Entergy or Demco? I've reached out to both. Entergy is not calling me back. Demco, I put out an update yesterday. Do you have any official updates as far as power outage for Denham?
No. And those I got a message texted to me yesterday that the assessments have been done. And so once the assessments are done, then they put together the plan on how to restore or rebuild. Now, I understand that a lot of the stuff is going to have to be rebuilt. And the major transmission lines apparently are the biggest opportunity for these folks to get out there and make something happen for us.
Okay.
If you look at the Entergy office, that's right here in town, and there's a tremendous substation right next door. There's no power there. And it's so that's a major thing. So the transmission line that brings the main source of power into the city of Denham Springs, it's down. And therein lies the problem. I'm sure it's not just us. There's large areas across, I'm sure across Livingston Parish, and these transmission lines are the key. And then once you get the big power in, you start to break it down by street or subdivision, and you work your way that way. So there's plenty of crews here. There was people in from, I think it was from Indiana, Illinois last night. We fed them out of the police department, some volunteers that brought us some food to donate. And so we fed those gentlemen when they got in last night. And there's a group of 45 National Guardsmen crew that arrived, and we housed them at the Catholic Church last night because they have a generator for their big hall. And I think at 1 o'clock this morning, the trailers arrived. And so we have folks out there to work those trailers today. And we should have that set up. The press release hasn't gone out yet, but we're just about to final it up. But it's going to be at the old Albertson's location.
And
that's where we'll be. I'm sorry.
What's in the trailers? I'm sorry.
MREs, bottled water, tarps, and ice.
And people can just come and get those as they need.
That's right. So the way it's going to be set up, if you recall, Range, is split right there at the Albertsons. So we'll put these trailers in the front parking lot. You'll come up, head north on Range, turn left into the parking lot, pick up your stuff, and exit out to the left hand side, and then go on your way. So,
okay.
And
okay.
we're literally just moving the trailer as soon as those things get stood up and and
Okay.
text messages and those sorts of things so we can get the word out.
Okay. And I had a question as far as the power outage, a follow-up on that. So we're talking possibly a good week or two, if not more, not days.
I would tend to think weeks.
Okay.
And nobody wants to hear that when it's 95, 96 degrees outside. I get it. But, they have a process they have to follow. And one of the persons has said, this is not just this is a rebuild, not just a repair in a lot of cases.
Okay. Anything else, Mayor, that you need to get out to Denham Springs residents?
Well, we've been through this. We've been through similar things before, and disasters none of them are created equal. They all give us a different opportunity every time we go through an event like this, and we have to learn to help our neighbors. Let's all be kind, and let's all work together. We have cities helping cities, municipalities help. We're all in this together. Everybody's got to work together. So when there's if there's a curfew, please observe the curfew. There's a reason for it. And do the best that you can. We want people to work, and if you need to work after those curfew hours, we get that. We understand it. But, the streets are, I'm not going to say they're not safe, but there's no lights. There's no lights in the city. When the sun goes down, it is dark out there. And it's easy to see where people have generators because they're the only ones that have any lighting whatsoever. And so we ask for everybody to please be careful, watch what our law enforcement officers are recommending that we do, and let's just get out there and do the best job we can, clean it up. Trash removal starts. The garbage started today. Actual household garbage. Debris removal, as I understand it, is going to start on Monday, which will be the limbs and those kinds of building materials that were maybe destroyed, like a fence or whatever. And they'll make at least 2 passes through the city, and that could take 2 or 3 weeks. There's a tremendous amount of stuff out there. And so, work hard to get it out there, and we'll get our places cleaned up, and hopefully we can do that, cut grass, and have power all in the same week or two, right? That'd be great.
Okay. Anything else, Mayor?
No, just God bless everybody, and let's hope for the best, and it'll happen.
You got it, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for getting the message out so that our citizens understand what's going on, okay? I appreciate it very much.
You're welcome.